Hey guys, MTash here, and I am taking on the dungeon today right when it launches, about an hour and a half from now. So actually, if you're watching this video on October 29th, today, I'm going to be streaming. So if you want to check out the stream, watch me take on the dungeon with True Vanguard and KJ Hovey, twitch.tv/MTash. I'll just throw it out there. If you guys want to stop by the stream, that would be amazing. I mean, I'd really appreciate it. Just come on by, twitch.tv/MTashed. But today, I wanted to go over my loadout going into the dungeon. It's going to be a spooky time. It's the 29th. It's Halloween is approaching, and we're about to get our butts smacked by the Hive. Or at least I think it's going to be the Hive. Now, I'm taking a gamble that all the enemies in there are going to be Hive. That's how I built my armor set. But I want to go over what I'm bringing into the raid. So let's start near the bottom. Let's start over here with the Opulent Duelist mark. So you guys might notice that this is an Opulent item. And that allows me to use the brand new, or I guess the returning Hive mods. So right here, I've got Hive Barrier, which is a 1 energy cost mod. Receiving Hive damage gives a 20% reduction of damage for 10 seconds. I've also got Oppressive Darkness, causing damage with a Void Grenade adds a weaken effect to enemies. I've got Ashes to Assets because I'm going to be throwing a lot of grenades, and this will give me more super energy. And we've got a Major Resist, just so I don't get one banged by some of the enemies. I can boost up the power level if I need. We'll see if I need to do that. Now I got Shadow Greaves. These are also a opulent set, allowing me to use the Hive Repurposing. Destroying a Hive shield refreshes your grenade ability. Well, I've got 2 of them, and I'm going to be hucking grenades like effing crazy. Now I'm going to be a Bubble Titan, so I'm already on Void, that debuff, and are now going to be refreshed every time I pop a shield. There is no limit to how many times this can happen or a time in between where I have to wait. I can literally just continually pop shields, kill wizards, kill whatever's in there with my grenades or even my other weapons and get a ton of grenades back. We've got Traction just because. I might use something else like SMG Scavenger. I haven't decided yet. But for right now, we're going to keep on Traction. And we've got an Intellect mod just so I can super as much as possible. I could swap this out and we could still go get that Scavenger, but for right now, I'm going to stick with the Intellect mod. Now, my chest piece. My chest piece is nothing too impressive. It's nothing too crazy. It's fine. But I'm using the Disruptor Spike and the Overload Grenades. So these are going to give the disruption effect. They're going to weaken the enemy so that they don't do as much damage and we do more damage to them, as well as an Arc Resistance mod. I could max this out for a few more stats, but the roll on this is pretty butt, so I'm just not worrying about it. As for my arm piece, another opulent item. It's not fully maxed out. I could max it out, but it's not going to really do anything to my stats to give me any more levels. And we've got a Hive armament mod on this. So defeating a Hive enemy with a grenade grants heavy ammo. What? That's amazing. That's incredible. I'm going to be throwing a ton of grenades. And so getting a bunch of heavy is going to be amazing. I've got the submachine gun loader for my Recluse, and I've got an Intellect mod. Now, a lot of my my pieces aren't the right element. It's not a big deal. But one big one, I think, is the helmet is Void. So I can get Sniper Rifle Finder, Grenade Launcher Finder, and I've got a Recovery mod on there just for fun. I could swap that out for, you know, a couple other ones. I could do Discipline mod. But with how many grenades I get back, I almost don't need any discipline. I don't need as much discipline. I've got a decent amount here, 54, so I'm not going to stress out and try to get too much more. It just won't really help me. Now for the weapons. I've got a couple different choices here. We've got the Mountaintop Recluse Anarchy combo. This is really good sustained damage overall. I throw down my bubble, I throw down my my Rallying Barricade, and I just pump it with a couple Anarchy shots, whatever the boss might be. I then lay into it with the Mountaintop over and over again. I use the Recluse for adds. It's a good balanced loadout overall. Now, if it's an enemy that is far away, and we don't get to come right up close, I might swap things out, or maybe if we're looking for a little bit more burst DPS, depending on how the immunity phases go and how the enemies go, I might just punch my desk. I might swap things out. So we would then go to my Swarm of the Raven. This has field prep, spike grenades, and hard launch because I like being hard. And then we're gonna go to Izanagi's. Izanagi's is one of the best PVE weapons right now. It's one of the DPS kings. So I'll be using this bad boy for optimal DPS, and I'll probably stick with the Recluse. Now, if for some reason I want to change it up again, and I'm not feeling the Izanagi's, I don't know why I'm not feeling it. There's another loadout I might try. I'm just going to have a couple different things for backup. So I've got a spare rations here. I've got rapid hit kill clip on it. It's not the best spare rations. And then I've got a Soul Survivor, and I've got this Anarchy. Now the Soul Survivor has triple tap and firing line, allowing me to do quite a bit of damage with this special weapon. And we've got the Anarchy. I think this could be a good loadout. I'm not sure how much I want to use this yet. But my job is just throw down a bubble, throw out grenades as much as I can, and keep the enemy debuffed. If for some reason we want more debuff, I've got the Divinity, but when it's only 3 people, I don't know how valuable Divinity is. It's one of those weapons where, yes, I'm boosting my teammates, but it's kind of neutering my damage. I would rather just continually throw the weakening grenades and throw down my bubble and then lay into it with higher DPS options. So those are going to be my main loadouts. I'm guessing the popular one is going to be this. I think this is going to be the main one because then I can deal with stuff at a distance. I can deal with them up close. It's going to depend a little bit on the shields that we find in there. And the other thing too is there might be nightmare enemies in there, right? We don't know if there's going to be nightmare enemies. And so I'm going to be able to adjust with the hand cannon if I need the unstoppable rounds. I might bring Leviathan's Breath here for the unstoppable rounds, but I've got anti-barrier that I can put on the Recluse. I've got the overload grenades on my grenades, and I've got 2 of them because of Armamentarium. So we have a lot of those covered already in this loadout. I don't have to stress too much about it. So I'm excited for it. I think this is going to be a pretty solid loadout overall. I think I'm going to bring a lot of value to the team, and I just wanted to kind of show you what I was doing. Oh, and one more thing. Because I have the grenade cooldowns on the Hive repurposing, I get a lot of grenades. I might not need 2 of them. I might have it up so often that 2 of them is overkill, right? And so what I might do is swap over to something with a little bit more stats. I can really crank up my intellect, and I'm actually going to swap out my helmet. Now, I would swap over my helmet to this Helm of the Saint 14, because when I throw down my Ward of Dawn, it will blind enemies, and there might be a lot of enemies that are rushing us, and we got to deal with it. And so I might do this. I might throw down the Helm of Saint 14. It's got some good stats on it overall, and I can kind of defend our team with that, especially if I put it in a smart position. But also, with the Helm of Saint 14, your little overshield, your Armor of Light thing, or Blessing of Light, I think is what it's called, it actually persists outside of the Ward of Dawn. And so that shield is going to be really good if there's a bunch of enemies shooting at us while we're trying to do a DPS phase. And so it just kind of depends on the situation. I'm going to have a couple different options here. I hope it doesn't lock our loadouts, because I don't know if it'll lock our loadouts. I don't think the other one did. Maybe it did. No, I don't think it did. It didn't. But who knows? Maybe they throw that in here. So I've got a couple of different options here. I'm thinking the grenades are going to be a pretty damn good choice, but Helmet of Saint 14 is going to be pretty nuts as well. I think True Vanguard is going to run with Peregrine Greaves, and we're going to use it to try to burst down some of the champions if there's champions. I know that 1-2 punch combo got nerfed, but Peregrine still hits pretty damn hard, and he can apply the melting points on it. So there's some different things you can do. He's going to kind of hit it and debuff it, and then we can use our abilities and really try to chunk down the really scary enemies. And then Hovey's most likely going to go Hunter with the bow, or maybe Warlock at the well. We're not sure yet. The reason why is because we have a lot of ways to debuff the enemy, and so we don't know if we need the bow or we want to just use a well to stay alive. The bow is amazing, but we're still trying to decide. We've only got an hour though to decide what we're gonna do. So I mean, we better freaking hurry up. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this was kind of interesting on what my gear is going into the new dungeon. And I'll see you soon, my friends, my guys. I was gonna say my guys, and I said friend. Do you know what? I just don't. Goodbye. As I mentioned before, I am streaming this live right now. If you guys want to watch the dungeon in action, you want to see the drops we get, you want to see us beat the bosses for the first time ever, please come to twitch.tv/mtashed. We're going to be doing this for the next few hours. We might even run it on multiple characters. and I would really appreciate the support because when a big piece of content like this launches, the more viewers I can get, the higher up I am in the directory, the better it is for my Twitch. Thanks again. See you soon. Bye-bye.